But there's a hole back here, we replaced it not too long ago right now.
Maybe Bernard's gotta move it. Yeah, Bernard?
When I was on the council about 8, 9 years ago, we put a brand new main all the way to school to comply with state rules. Now, why it's not, now it's not right, I don't understand why it wouldn't. I don't know if Jerry was on there or not at that time.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear what your comment was.
Pardon?
What was your comment? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
When I was on the council 8 or 9 years ago, we put a brand new main that runs all the way from, I think from the pump over here, all the way up, where the street is by the lumber yard. And we went all the way up to school with a large main that was certified by the state, that the school has to have so much pressure. So why he doesn't have pressure now, I don't know. The school must have it or they'd be complaining.
Well, I don't think they were there over Memorial Day.
I think the first thing we need to do is we need to
Well,
figure
Memorial
out
Day we
what
have-
the problem we got.
Should we not spend money on the curb and gutter in case we have to do the water?
You know, and I don't want to downplay Jim's problem, but it's been out there for a long time. So we knew we had pressure concerns on the west side of town. And our, I guess, and it's probably true, we haven't discussed it for years. We had, we had discussed upsizing some of the water mains, and this could be several years ago.
Well, we put a 10-inch main all the way across town when we did district, just for that reason, to eliminate a bottleneck, to kind of address some of his problems, and get rid of that 50-year-old line, just for that. So we have been trying to. Now, besides putting a water tower up that end, I don't think we do too much. So the council needs to go around and look at these curb and gutter locations.
Yep, if you would, please.
Jack, you know how much higher the water tower is right now than our property is up there?
With the old tower to the new tower, what was it, 10-foot difference?
We're getting
The
close.
one was
The
higher.
old water tower is a heck of a lot
You
higher
can find the
than the new
hand
tower.
there.
No. It was 10 foot up and higher, because we couldn't run the new one in half full, or whatever, because it run over the old one. That's why they brought it down.
The water tower was, how tall was the water tower when it was up there in the water tower park?
I don't know, but I know we couldn't build a new one. 'Cause that was
Because of
when
the
I
water
first
tower.
started. Yeah.
You see what there?
I think that it is land that he owns, but it is land that we have been utilizing for years.
So legally, we probably don't have to do that.
And if he tries to enforce this, then we might have to file a quiet title action. Which is not a long time.
If you look at the aerial photo and you look at the area in blue, and you can kind of see where that goes. That's an extension of that old railroad right away. And through, I guess, he filed an affidavit to that app and is able to obtain ownership of that. Now that's, and this was done prior to Bob owning that property. And, we've known that this issue exists out there about us crossing that property. And it's been that way for 70, 80 years.
Legally, I can't landlock something.
No. And, there's some real good arguments about public good and stuff. I don't see that there's any real issue about us accessing it out there. It's just a question of whether we want to clear that up. We have used that as our own property and maintained it for decades.
But now we have to pay them.
No. I don't think we're going to pay anything.
But that's what he wants.
I'm quite sure this is all Tory's problem.
This is in response to the
I'm not gonna lose any sleep on it.
no, I'm going to work with Aaron on this and see what we can do about coming to a resolution. And whether that is, whether it takes quiet title action, or whether it just involves a little purchase of the property, whether it involves condemnation of the property. There's some options out there. Next meeting, would be Monday, July 5th, which is city holiday. If we can do that on the 6th, Tuesday the 6th.
No problem with that.
Okay? Gave you a flyer for the League of Cities annual meeting in Iowa City. And then I also gave you a flyer for this Iowa Learning Farm. And with this is a watershed improvement issue is what it is. So Iowa State has, I think it's Iowa State, does this, they call it the Learning Farm, where they bring people in with the notion of showing them what conservation practices can do to water quality. Okay, so if you've heard anything about this big get-together on July 1st, that's what it entails. And I attached that press release to it also. And
Where is it at exactly?
it's at 30 acres.
At
When they're talking about Blackhawk State Park, they're talking about 30 acres. Okay? So, if you're able to go, then we do need to RSVP, and I sure would like to have some city representation there. I'll be there. This is one of the first events that's kind of sponsored by what they call this Watershed Action Group, and the city is a stakeholder in that action.
I'll be there.
Okay?
That's getting good.
All right. But on this too, we had a special community meeting on Saturday morning in regards to the lake restoration project. And I was really happy with the turnout at that meeting. 30 people show up
Wow.
at this meeting at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Okay? With the express purpose being, let's do something on a Saturday morning where seasonal folks can come and, if they're interested, they can learn a little bit more about the lake project. I had a great turnout. I was really happy with that. By and large, it's not seasonal folks. There's a lot of permanent residents that turned out. We had a lively conversation, and Jim was there, and really it was, I think, certainly well received. And so much so that we would do stuff like that again to try to cater to the seasonal folks who aren't here during the week.
Did you guys set notices in their electrical deal for the people around the lake? I
No.
was kind of disappointed there wasn't more people there from around the lake. Most of them were townspeople there.
And really all that we did, Jim, was either flyers or electronic newsletter. And our electronic newsletter, a lot of our seasonal folks do get that.
Did you get that?
Oh yes, I was real pleased with 30 people.
And even if, we struggle with communicating with people just in general. Obviously, our seasonal folks are more challenging, but if you've got 30 people, that's 30 people you haven't communicated with before, and that's enough reason to keep, using that time of day and that form to communicate. And I think, the results we're getting from the survey, people want to be informed and want to acknowledge, they don't know we have a newsletter, they don't know we have a Facebook page. There's all sorts of things that I think